So we have a couple of guests here with us today. We have Sherri's on the line, and she's going to talk about the Trading Triangle event in Hawaii as far as what we're going for extracurricular activities. We also have David Thomas, who is obviously one of our coaches, and he has stayed at the resort that we're having the venue in. So he's got a bunch of information about that. We also have John Wilson, which is who's one of the traders and a contributor to our blog. And he's a great trader, and he's also been the 8 p.m. Squared program. So good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good morning, Dave. Let me unmute John here.
Good morning. I'm here, Sherri.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Well, hi, John.
Hey, good morning, gang. Can you hear me okay?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you fine now.
Okay, great.
Everything's awesome.
Great, guys.
So, yeah, I was excited to have you guys on here. We got a few extra minutes because we don't have, I don't have my SMB webinar after this, so we have a little bit extra time this morning, and I figured it'd be a great time to, talk to the people about some things here. And I don't know, Sherri, do you want us to say anything first, or?
Well, I mean, I can talk about the networking activities that we are working on. We're working on doing a luau with the group of whoever wants to attend. We're also working on doing a zip lining tour, and I am working on kayaking, maybe like a sunset kayaking tour with some snorkeling. So there's going to be some really fun activities that we're going to be able to do together as a group during our time in Maui. So just wanted to let people know we're working on that.
Well, that sounds awesome. Right. And for those of you, too, I probably should talk about a little bit about Trading Triangle Hawaii. Trading Triangle, in general, is a concept that I've put together about how to become a successful long-term trader and be able to depend on your income as a trader going forward. And it has to deal with the challenge that we see traders have. It's one thing to find a good trade or something like that actually, maybe you've been having success with over a period of time. It's something completely different to go out on your own and survive long-term doing that. And in order to do so, you need to not only be able to have a system, but you need to be able to know how to modify your systems and adapt your systems to the marketplace. You need to have the proper psychology to be able to trade your systems. And you need to have some sort of a successful business model in order to ensure your long-term sustainability as a trader. And we go over all those things and how they fit together. So we'll be talking a lot about psychology, and not just around trading, but the psychology of success in general, whether it be, it crosses over to all areas of your life, whether it be relationships, your general happiness. We want you to be happy, successful, productive people. And we're going to talk about the psychology and show you some tricks on how to do that using the most advanced neuroscience out there, with neuro-linguistic programming and hypnosis and a lot of other good stuff, and the latest in strategic intervention coaching. A lot of good stuff with that. We're going to talk about how to trade this high volatility market, how to adapt your trades, how to adapt your systems. We'll talk about a little bit about M21 and how to realize you're in certain market environments and adapt your trades. We're going to look at adapting the SSS trades with M21 strategies. We'll be looking at the SPX broken wing butterfly that a lot of doing right now that happen to be having success in a high volatility market. But you take that same strategy and you plug it into a 2013 environment, it doesn't work so well anymore. So we'll talk about how to adapt that strategy to a lower volatility environment. So when the market finally calms down and starts to go up again, you can deal with that, and a lot of other things like that. So a lot of trading mechanics, and obviously we'll be talking about the M3. We're going to have guest speakers. We have Raymond Joseph, who's talking about basically his journey into becoming a trader. So the perspective from a newer person. We're going to be talking. Dave Thomas is going to do a presentation on trading as well as trading system mechanics. And we're going to have an accountant come in, Kim Landry, talk about the tax issues with trading businesses and so forth. So lots of good things there. And also we have John Wilson here, who's been he was at the 8 p.m. Squared live event, and he was going to talk to us about the difference between being at a live event versus being at maybe just doing it online or something like that. So, John, what do you think?
Yeah, guys. No, thanks for letting me talk. I'm the rookie here on the weekly webinar. So
Yeah,
and,
but you have some great blogs you've been putting out. So
thanks, guys. That's fun. I appreciate it. Sherri and I are having fun sending those back and forth. But I appreciate it, guys.
And I have some room on the APM squared. I don't know if you know this, but people who've been to the APM squared classes have their own Skype group and their own weekly meetings. And I've heard some rumors of talent contests and things like that.
Stay tuned. I just want to see Raymond. Yeah. No, that's another good point. The guys who attended the New Hampshire deal, the APM squared, now we're part of the Skype group. I think VinCat put that together. But I mean, that truly opened my eyes, and I can only talk about the APM squared because we haven't done the triangle, but New Hampshire, Hawaii, I mean,
I think Hawaii is a little nicer than New Hampshire.
Right. No, it seems like, so anyone sitting on the fence, I mean, from my perspective, I have all the programs. I did, watch that at home many times, but the New Hampshire, or the APM squared was the first time I ever went to an event. And I mean, I literally changed my whole way to trade. I mean, it sounds like, what? How did that happen? But just talking to other traders. It was simple as that. Just figuring out how the guys are incorporating these systems into their trading style and different account sizes. So right there, I mean, that was the big, I guess, eye-opening. And I look at myself as a tasty trader, diehard selling stringles and straddles. But when I went there, instead of having 60 to 80 underlyings on, I had 2. So I've really changed my style. And
I don't know how you live that way.
See, you're right, John. You're right.
It's not that you can't make money that way. I mean, you can certainly make money, but my goodness, how do you do that?
That's right. Don't tell Tom Saw's now. No, you're right. It's. I guess they're looking at the probabilities and things of that nature, weight your portfolio. But at the end of the day, however you want to paint it, it's much. The drawdowns are less, and the returns are a little higher. I mean, I'm doing much better. That's why, if it works, go with it, right? I mean, I'm so much more relaxed. And I wouldn't have gotten that. I know I wouldn't have gotten that just ordering the systems. I mean, I have all the other ones, and you learn a lot, but it's talking to the other traders. And now we have the webinar or the Skype group, and this is before you put together your website. So That's been good too. But face-to-face is hard to beat. And yeah, New Hampshire, Hawaii, that's kind of stuff. I mean, that's pretty easy to make. It's a no-brainer. But people that are sitting on the fence, yeah, you got to pay more. You got to fly out there. You got to get a hotel room. There's an added cost, but this is the most competitive marketplace in the world. So, I mean, if you can get that little edge somehow, just being there, it's worth it. I found it's worth it. So that's kind of what John asked me to, and Sherri asked me to share that with a group if someone's on the fence. So I said, sure. So hopefully that might help some people.
Yeah, I think everybody had a really great time in New Hampshire and lots of great comments, but they said, why are we doing this in New Hampshire? We should be in Hawaii. So I was like, yeah, okay.
That's right. We're doing it now. That's good.
Actually, Sherri's the one who put that together. Sherri.
Well done, Sherri.
Talked me into it.
Thanks. We definitely want to go. I think it's going to be fantastic. And someone had asked a question if the spouses are invited to the networking activities, and absolutely. I mean, we're all going to go. I mean, our girls are coming, so they're going to go to the activities too. So open to all.
A lot of the stuff we do as traders, we have to run by our wives and families, so it's not a bad idea to have maybe experience it. Hey, there are other people who are crazy enough to do this.
Oh yeah, you got to get buy-in from everybody.
And this situation is no different.
So
I'm bringing the family too.
Right. So yeah, we're hoping that everybody brings their, well, if you can, you bring your family if you have one, or maybe a friend or whatever, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hey, John, you can hear me, right, John?
Speaking of that, Dave has been there, and when we were thinking of going to Hawaii, we had no idea where to go. We thought Hawaii was just one big place, but it's very different, right, Dave?
Well, I was John, you can hear me, right?
I can.
Yes.
Well, I guess I was speaking of the other John.
Oh, okay. I'll be quiet.
Dave, I hear you. Yeah.
When I was thinking, you were just describing about how you used to be trading with Tasty Trade and like, 50, 60 different underlyings, and then now there's two. And I'm sitting here just looking at the screen, and I can see these, this guy with this fire in the bottom right-hand portion of the screen, and then right next to it, I see these turtles just kind of floating in the water. And I said, well, is that the analogy? It's, to the bottom right, that's what, here's this guy, going crazy with this fire, and looks like he's probably having a heck of a time. But then there's nice little turtles just kind of floating around in the water. Is that kind of the difference, John? Or?
You summed it up. Very nice. That's right.
Be the turtle.
Yes. Be the turtle.
Well, and as a matter of fact, if people are looking at their screen right now, because it was only last October that I was actually, my wife and I were actually staying at this resort, the upper right-hand portion, right where John's trading triangle is, there's a picture of a big long beach. That's actually, it's called Big Beach, and it's just right around, the hotel is just right around the corner of the end of the island there. And it's, that beach is pretty much almost inhabited. You can get to it. There's no hotel on it right there, but our beach is actually just around the corner, just as beautiful. And one of the nice things is that I was telling Sherri and John this the other day is, Sherri was asking me about, what is there locally, very close to the hotel to do. And I said one of the greatest things was when my wife and I were there, we were just early in the morning. They have, free yoga sessions, if anybody's into that, which I had never done it before. And I found myself down there with my wife doing it one morning out on the, just outside. And it was, just right by the water. It was absolutely beautiful. Even for someone that has never done it before, it was just very nice and relaxing, and you do it at your own speed. But then they also have a very, very gorgeous beach that's right there, and just to the, I guess, the south of Maui Island, there's another little place called Molokai, and it's one of, I believe, in the world, people can check on this, but it's believed to be one of the most, pristine snorkeling areas in the world. And they have a boat, a catamaran boat, that literally pulls right up on the beach. I mean, literally pulls right up on the beach, and you just walk right onto the boat. It's quite convenient, and you just jump on the boat, and they just take you off to this little area, which only takes probably, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes to get to. And they say, I actually did not do it last time because we just didn't have the chance, but we had we saw people every day going in and out, different times of the day, and but the convenience factor of at this place called the McKenna Beach Resort, it's one of those places where, as my wife said, it's like her special place. We had never been to Hawaii before, which, living here on the West Coast, everyone couldn't believe that we had never been to Hawaii before, but we went and we just had the best time. And at the actual hotel, I have to say that one of the highlights for me was many times you go to a hotel and they just have, some sort of a small continental breakfast or something. Well, in this is the breakfast that you can't believe. And you can just go downstairs, you can sit inside, so you can sit outside, everything is kind of open air. And, chefs are down there waiting for you to ask, what you want, and they'll make whatever you want as far as like, eggs and omelets and all that kind of stuff. And it's just, the display is just amazing. You could eat enough there for almost the whole day if you really wanted to. But it's just a gorgeous setting, and the people that are there, the staff that work there, we had heard about this place from friends of ours that go to Hawaii quite frequently. And what we found out was that when this place was built back in the early 90s, they had nobody on the island. They couldn't find people to actually work at this place. So, and multiple other hotels that were opening at the same time. So they had to go around the world, literally go around the world and get people. And you have these people there. There's one guy that waited on us every day down there one guy was from India, another guy was from France, and they've all worked there for like 25 years. I mean, which is kind of amazing when you think. They said they moved there and they found it was just so amazing that they just stayed. And that's kind of how we felt about it. It was just, it's one of those places where, the weather is very, very consistent. It's pretty gorgeous all the time. Something that we're not used to here, at least for myself living in Seattle, where we're used to a lot of rain here. You don't seem to have that there, but it's in the portion. If you look at that picture up on the upper right, the mountain that's kind of in the background, that's actually kind of like the northern part of the island, and you actually do see some clouds up there, and that's pretty typical. But we're down on the southern end of the island. We do not tend to get the clouds, and it's usually the more sunnier area. So it's a gorgeous location. It's very private, but they do have shuttle service from the hotel that you can go to different shopping places, different restaurants, and the people, it's totally for free, and you can go up there and spend any time, and you want to ride back, you just give them a call, and they'll come and pick you up. It's pretty amazing. Also in the area, the local area around there, if you want to just take walks, you can imagine, you can just be walking for a long period of time, just looking out onto this setting that's one of the most beautiful I've ever seen in the world. And so it's just a great place, and I encourage everyone that, when John and Sherri told me about doing this in Hawaii, we had just gone to Hawaii, and oh my gosh, this is amazing. I mean, we would just love to go back there. And this particular place was very special for us because it was our first place, and once we got there, we just couldn't believe how gorgeous it is. And like being able to, if you don't want to go to the beach, they have a nice pool. The setting around the pool, you can have this gorgeous, this cabanas around it, or you can get so you can be shaded from the sun if you don't want to be in the sun. Staff is there, of course, ready to assist you at all times as far as eating. And they have a beautiful place where you can have lunch down there, sitting right by the pool. It just goes on and on and on. So
That's fantastic.
I feel like I'm a representative of the resort, but I'm not. It's just that we were, we just loved it. We're really, really, really looking forward to come back and enjoying the time like we did in New Hampshire. And one of the things that I just wanted to note, kind of like what John was saying, was the ability to be able to kind of interface with a lot of people. The first night that when we were in New Hampshire, I thought was really, really interesting because everyone arrived at the hotel, and we actually all got together, and we actually, went out to, I think, a pizza place. And it was an ability for all the people that many of them had never even met each other before. Maybe only a few had met each other, but we had probably all talked to each other or had heard of each other or seen the Skype chat before. But to be able to have that opportunity to, before the conference started, to actually go and get to know each other was so good, because when John started the conference the next day, we had already really got to know each other, which was a lot of fun. And so I would personally like to be able to continue with that in Hawaii. And if you have a chance and you are coming, to be able to maybe come a little bit earlier. I will be there for about 4 or 5 days before the conference starts, and also afterwards. Because John was able to, or Sherri was able to negotiate these great prices, and before and after we have the conference. So that's really cool, and I'm looking forward to doing it. And my wife is coming, and my brother and his wife are coming, and so it will be a great kind of family affair for us, and that's the way we kind of view this as kind of a big family. And so we're really looking forward to it. I hope anybody that is looking to come, or like John said, maybe on the fence, I just say give it a try. You won't be disappointed.
That's great. I have just a note too. The night before, which is the Monday, which would be June 20th, we're going to have a loud Hawaiian shirt contest. So we're going to meet on Monday evening, and so we're going to kick off with that. So, and maybe some stand-up. You never know.
Sounds good.
And just to note, if anybody is trying to shop around for different things, like trying to get one of Sherri's loud Hawaiian shirts, I'll put as soon as you get off the plane, there's a Costco right there, and they sell great, cheap Hawaii wear, so you don't have to go to the expensive places and get it. There's a Costco right there. Whoever has that can have a membership. You can go in there and grab whatever clothes or whatever things you like.
Fantastic. All right. So anyway, this is not we don't put on boring trading seminars. We try to have a good time. So we learn a lot about trading. We get to network. We have a lot of fun. And, like I said, families are invited, and we definitely encourage you to come. So that's
I think the other thing, John, if people are not aware of it, is that, the trading seminars are not going to be lasting from 7 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon either.
Right, right. We're purposely cutting off at 1, although we may run a little bit late sometimes, or we may have some optional stuff going on some of the afternoons, but that you can come to if you want. But it's going to be a good time. Depends on how we do for timing, getting all the content in there. All right, so that's great. And like I said, I hope to see you there. It's going to be a good time. We've booked a nice big room. It's not a little tiny room like New Hampshire. New Hampshire, we were kind of crammed 30 people into the room, and it was a little bit tight. But this is going to be a nice big open spot. I'll have room to move around. You guys will have room to move around. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, so that's enough. We will move forward with that. I'll quickly go over a couple of questions here, unless anybody else has something to say.
I just want to say thanks to Dave and to John Wilson for sharing your
You bet.
thoughts. And
Glad to share.
Thanks, Sherri and John. Thanks,
Yeah,
guys.
thank you very much, and we look forward to seeing you in Hawaii. This is going to be a lot of fun.
it's going to be a blast. Can't wait.
So, looking forward to it.
All right, awesome, guys. Thank you.